introduce myself. My name is Putri. I am from University Muhammadiyah North Sumatra, class 5A Morning English Education. In here, I want to explain with you all about pengembangan materi Ajar Bahasa Inggris in the class. So, is it the topic about model camp? Do you understand what is model camp? Alright, see my video in my explanations about this. Well done, guys. I want to explain about this. According to camp learning design comprises of several interconnected elements and functions that must be carried out systematically in order to reach the desired result. Dedicated to the development of comprehensive learning designs, as a result, learning designers will include elementary and secondary school teachers, university lecturers, industry trainers, and media specialists. Well, do you know what is CAMT model in here? Let's explain and we read about this. The CAMT model is a method for prioritizing a flow that is used as ingredients in program planning preparation, where the flow is a logical sequence that connects the objective to the evaluation stage. CAMT's learning model's components can stand alone, allowing each component to be altered at any moment. Do you know what's its meaning about allowing each component to be altered at any moment? Well, if you're a teacher in the class, you can explain with your student it's so very fluently what that's a material, it's other else. Whatever you want to explain about that topic, but you must remember, if you can and if you using this model or the CAMT model in the class, you will be altered at any moment and you can get revisions again in your class because CAMT learning model components can stand alone. I can say it to you all, and all teachers know about that. You can give some evaluations and you can get revisions again if you are still confused about your materials and your students is not so very remember and still confused about that topic. Next, CAMT's learning model according to Miyarso and Sukamto can be employed at all stages of education from elementary school to university. The CAMT model is comprised of 4 components. They have 4 components. What is that? Number 1 is for whom is the program intended, or attribute of a learner. Who else? Number 2 is what can I expect to learn, or achievable objectives. Number 3 is how can the materials of the topic of study be thoroughly studied. And I think that's I have method, strategy, and for learning. And the last is number 4 is how do you know if the learning process has occurred? Is it like assessment for your students at your class? Well done, everybody. I will explain it also very deep again. If displayed on a diagram, the CAMT model is an example of a circular model. In summary, there are various processes in the production of teaching materials according to this paradigm, namely. Do you know what is about circular model? It's like we know about have a spiral. Is it not spiral, but is it about circle diagram? You know about chart. That chart is mainly you can see about something of diagram circle or circle diagram that have two characteristic and the others for that's the cover. And according to this paradigm, namely have A until H. What's that? Okay, I will reading about this. A. Determine goals and a list of topics, setting general goals for learning each topic. B. Analyze the characteristic of students for whom the learning is designed. From whom the learning design is about materials and topic. C. Determine the learning objective to be achieved on the conditions that the impact can be used as a benchmark for student behavior. Student will be behavior and will be benchmark. Do you know about that? And the student in the class are very active and multi-talent, I think. D. Determine the subject matter content that can support its global. The global, universal, and goal. Students can make us that like that in the class. E. Creation of a pre-assessment or initial assessment to establish the learner background and overall knowledge level on a topic. F. Select enjoyable learning activities and learning research or devise teaching and learning strategies so that students can easily complete the expected goals. G. Coordinate support services or supporting facilities such as personal facilities, equipment, and schedules to implement the lesson plan. Is it for teacher? If teacher in the class will must to explain what is about coordinate support service, facilities, personal facilities, equipment, and schedule implement. To what? For what? For what? This topic. This for students get more to intellectual and remember about that. More students must be better for the lesson. And the last is H. Evaluating student learning on the conditions that they complete learning. Identify mistakes and examine numerous phases of planning that require continual development, assessment, conduct in the form of formative and summative evaluation. So, in here, I just remember to you again all about my video and this explain. You can search about assessment conduct in the form formative analysis. Okay, that's my explain and my describe about my topic and my materials. So I think we as a teacher, we must to be a competent, multi-talent, and what we want to be a teacher. Fine, why I can choose this model or CAMP model because I think the CAMP model is the method of prioritizing and the model components can be standalone. And we as a teacher can get the revisions again to our materials. Why? Because our students is not remember, is still confused, is still forget about that our lesson. We can make the revisions again to have evaluations, isn't it? So I just choose this CAMP model. It's so very easy, I think, because have a diagram circle or circle diagram. It's like a chart. Well, and where the flow is the logical sequence that connects the objective to the evaluation stage 2. So why I'm so very interesting about my explain about this, I think my explain it's enough. Thank you very much to watching my video and see you. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.